Now for the next topic. I mean, I have two old school guys here, so I wanted to bring this up. Um, one of my favorite guys right now, um, is the Miz, and Miz has gotten
Yes.
so much hate over the years, and I've always been a true fan of the Miz. And I think one of the reasons was I knew Miz before Miz was even a wrestler. Miz was on an MTV show called Real World, and he's also on a thing called Real World Road Rules Challenges, where they did like challenges and had opportunity to win money. I've known Miz since then, and I remember watching him. He's like, "Hey guys, my name is Michael, and one day my dream is to be a wrestler, and I'm going to be called the Miz." And he would
Yeah.
always have like
Respect.
towels as capes, and it's so cool to see this guy live out his dream. But I've always been a fan of him, not necessarily his in-ring work in his early years, but he's always been great on the mic for me at least. And now I'm so happy that everybody else is seeing what I've been seeing all these years. And not only that, but he's actually peaking right now. He's the best he's ever been in his career. And honestly, I want him to hold his title, and I want him to beat Honky Tonk Man's 15-month Intercontinental record.
He
I
deserves it, man.
He
He deserves it.
absolutely deserves it. No slight on Honky Tonk Man, no slight on Chris Jericho and all the other past great Intercontinental champs. But the Intercontinental title is something that means a lot to me because as an old school guy, any old school guy, the
Yeah.
Intercontinental title was a big deal. But I don't want to go too much into Miz and the Intercontinental title. The topic here is the reason I called Miz though is I feel in genuinely Miz is one of the, if not the best heel in WWE right now. And what I wanted to ask you guys is, who do you guys think right now currently is the best heel in the WWE today, as well as all time? Who are some of the best heels? Patty, I'll go ahead and ask you that question first.
Well, I'm like 100% with you with the Miz. Like I love the Miz's segments. Like I actually look forward to him, and he's so good on the mic, and he's funny. I'm entertained when he's on. I don't know why people like just don't let that can't stand him. It's he's doing his job perfect. And now I don't go as far back as the Miz with the Miz as you do now with that whatever fucking gay show was. But I
Oh,
I
stop, Patty.
I watched. Was he on? He was on Tough Enough, wasn't he?
Yes, I believe so, but I didn't see the whole show.
Yeah, but I loved all those Tough Enoughs. And I like not going too much off topic, but that Velveteen Dream and all. Like I couldn't believe whenever I looked him up there not so long ago that he was actually on Tough Enough as well, and I thought
Really?
he was great. Yeah, he was on Tough Enough.
Wow.
And he was very good. But yeah,
Now that's some gay shit.
okay, stop it. But yeah, the Miz right now, and back in the day, I have to pick two. Uh, it's Ted DiBiase and Jake the Snake,
Oof.
and like Jake the Snake, like wow, what a heel he was! Like, and where you get some of the guys now they shout and stuff and they roar. Jake the Snake didn't have to; he just spoke and you listened. His voice never went up, it never went down. And some of his magical heel moments, like with Macho Man Elizabeth and the Snake and the Cobra, and even per Ultimate Warrior when he put him through all the tests and shit. When Ultimate Warrior wanted to beat the Taker, and then the Cobra bit him in the face, and Taker was there, and the famous line just like, "Never trust a snake." Like,
Yes.
Jake the Snake was a man, and Ted DiBiase, wow, what a guy! I'll never forget where he brought the guys up to that segment he used to do, bring you up and give you
Test you
money.
on something, right?
Yeah, give you money. He brought the little kid up and told the little kid to bounce the basketball. He goes,
Yes.
if you could bounce that basketball 15 times, I'll give you these $100 or whatever. And the little boy was like, whoa, and he got to 14 and he just kicked the ball. Like those were the days.
Oh man,
Those are
it's
mine.
funny. It's absolutely funny. Yeah, I held back who my all time favorite was because I wanted to wait till you guys were done, but I might as well say it now. My all time number one favorite heel of all time is undoubtedly the Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase. I
Yeah.
mean, right here in my office on top of my table, I have his book, which is a good book. It's an old book, but if you haven't read it, definitely go ahead and read it. So if you're
Oh,
a Ted
well,
DiBiase fan, you have to.
yeah.
And this guy was so amazing. And those segments you're talking about is a little known fact. On two of those segments, one segment he brought up a kid, and I don't remember what he made the kid do. That kid ended up growing up to be Rob Van Dam. And then on another
Whoa.
seg, yeah, and on another segment, actually, if you listen to, I think two Smark talks ago, or it might have been Smark Down. That was one of the that was brought up or something. I don't know. I do so many shows, I get mixed up these days. And another segment, he brought a woman up, and he had the woman get on all fours and bark like a dog for $100.
That's Linda McMahon.
That woman was Linda McMahon. So, but no one knew who that was at the time.
To be.
I know. Now she's like part of Donald Trump's whole organization. But $1 Million Man was so impressive, and just his laugh. He was there at WrestleMania 33. I have the video on our YouTube channel. You can check that out, the WWPN. And when it was almost my turn to get the signing, it was shift change, and I was waiting for it would have been $1 Million Man and Howard Finkel autograph and picture, and shift change, and he leaves, and I yell out, I'm like, Ted, can we at least get a laugh? And he looked directly at me, and he gave the laugh, and I had it on camera, so I was so happy, and I was like, you know what? I'm fine with this. I got that. That's awesome. And you know what? This is a Legends table. Let's see who we get. Maybe we get someone really good. Maybe it's someone really good.
Yeah.
The next person to come on the table is fucking Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck.
I'm like, what? Anyway, Joe, how about you? Favorite heel currently right now? Favorite heel of all time?
Currently, you got to give it up to Kevin Owens. Just on SmackDown when he did that, he's in Canada and he's talking about a McMahon screwing Brett, and all the Canadians are on his side, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Fuck Bret Hart," you know what I mean? It was basically
it was amazing.
Oh man,
that is, and the way he does it, he gives no fucks. He's so deadpan. He's so arrogant. He's such a narcissist. He'll talk to a 4-year-old and tell him to fuck off. You know what I mean? He just does not care. And I think that the fact that even on Twitter, when you see him on Twitter, he stays in character all the time. And it's very rare, I think anyway, that you see many wrestlers kind of stay in character. Like just today, before we came on, I was looking on Twitter, and I haven't clicked on the video yet, but Braun Strowman's doing some kind of read from Juno.
Oh, yes.
I haven't watched it, but I'm like, what
Me
the
either.
fuck, man?
He's doing what?
You know, Juno, the film?
Yeah.
He's doing some kind of tale. It's only like a minute and a half.
I think it's a script read.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm like,
fuck
you're supposed to be a badass. You're supposed to be, what is it, a monster among men? And you're
That's
doing
fucking bollocks.
Guys,
exactly.
kayfabe. We talked about this I on another show. Is fucking dead. I mean, Aleister Black was on Twitter the other day calling, I forget who, a big meanie. Aleister Black is supposed to be the next Undertaker, and he's on Twitter calling someone a meanie. You know,
ridiculous. But that's where Kevin Owens steps in, and he absolutely he just, you know what I mean, he just stays in character, and on Twitter he will knock people down, and he's the best heel. He really is, because I'm a bit. Sometimes I look at Kevin Owens, I'm like, fuck off, dickhead. But then I'm like, but that's you doing your job. You know what I mean? He's doing his job properly. If he's getting to the point where he's winding me up, then he's the perfect heel. He's doing his job wonderfully. And the fact that he keeps it going all the time is spot on and very rare.
And all time?
All time. This one's going to be this might cause mockery.
Barry Horowitz.
No. It's going to be even worse. It's going to be worse. So when the Attitude Era came round, I was a big Rock fan. Obviously, The Rock and Stone Cold, those were the guys. Yeah. But when The Rock turned to corporate champ, that just killed me inside. As a young fan, a teenage fan, I'm like, I love this guy. This guy's badass. This guy's funny. This guy's against everything. Oh, now he's with Vince. Oh my God. And it absolutely... I can't put into words how much I hated it. It got to the point where I'm like, fuck this guy, I don't like this guy. But again, doing his job perfectly, it turned me from an absolute fan who idolized him to fuck you're the corporate champ. You're kind of teaming up with the McMahons. Fuck you. I don't want anything to do with you. So although there are many greats, and again, much like yourselves, Ted was top of my list. But when I think of ones that affected me personally, the corporate champ was that. Just honestly, it was like a dagger to the heart. It killed. I hated it. It took me so long to get back on board with The Rock after that.
I could absolutely see your point in that. But if we're gonna talk about that time frame, for me, it would have to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, because when he became corporate, I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? This is the guy that's been against them the entire time, and now he joins them. Also, shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin, who has me blocked on Twitter. But
does he have you blocked?
He does. What can someone possibly say for Stone Cold Steve Austin to block you on Twitter? I never said a thing to that man. I don't know why he blocked me.
You're guilty by association somehow.
I don't know if I said something or I tweet a lot of shit out, so I'm sure it's something I said he didn't like, but whatever. Yeah. So Stone Cold Steve Austin, yeah, that was definitely a big one for me when he went heel. Paddy, what do you think about The Rock and him going corporate and Stone Cold when he went corporate?
Yeah, man. But The Rock, I love The Rock. Like, I remember having my bedroom full of The Rock's posters, and like, I was a huge fan of The Rock. When he went corporate, I was a bit like Joe. I was like, what the fuck? Couldn't believe it. But equally, when Stone Cold went there, the man who like the sole enemy of Vince McMahon joined up with him. Horrible. But some of those moments, whenever Angle was involved as well, later on, were TV gold.
Yes.
It was just fantastic telling. God, I miss wrestling back then. Like,
I know.
Shit now, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, it's just with all this advertising and PG era, it's not as fun anymore.
It's watered down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. That's why I like talking about the old times, relive some memories, and when wrestling was purely just great. Yeah, so just going back real quick, Joe, I know you said Kevin Owens, and I want people to know Kevin Owens. He's probably he's definitely top 5 for me as far as WWE goes. Maybe 4th or 5th. I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but he's absolutely top 5 for me. But the thing about Kevin Owens, even add Samoa Joe in there. And I'm sure I can think of a couple other names. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but I think the heel that they are is that heel that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
When we talk about and those guys get a lot of pops and cheers. I know they're not supposed to, but they get pops and cheers all the time. But when I look at the Miz gets true heat. Not heat because he's a shitty performer or because he's shit in the ring. People just boo the guy because they don't like him.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because the way wrestling is viewed, we don't really have heels and baby faces as such, do we? It's kind of
correct.
It's all mushed into one. We have a couple of standouts, but
tweeners.
The true form of a heel is kind of lost. And although Kevin Owens is doing his job damn good, he's still getting bloody, pops and applause. He can't win. You know what I mean? You're in Canada, you throw Bret Hart under the bus, and 10 minutes later, you're still getting cheered. It's tricky. It really is tricky. But The Miz, I also agree. I mean, I'll be honest, I hated him. I hated him for years and years and years. But the older he's got, and the more knowledge and experience of the industry under his belt, he's just nailing it. His work is some of the best. It was the best stuff on Raw. It always catches my imagination. I skip a lot of stuff. I'll be honest with you. I never watch a full episode of Raw. I'm like, fast forward all this crap. But The Miz, every time The Miz is on, he gets my full attention, and it is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, absolutely agree. AJ Styles might not like you saying that though, but I absolutely agree. Yeah, he's definitely one of the best. So before we move forward, I do have one last question. But before I ask that question, do either of you guys have anyone else to add in as far as all-time or current heels right now?
I honestly can't think of a current. I was racking my brains thinking of a current heel, and like I said, for me personally,
Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
he's the bad kind of heel that people just don't give a shit about him.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go down the Roman Reigns path. But I can't think of one. For me personally, I can't think of one who stands out as he is a heel. He gets heel heat on a regular. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's all kind of mushed in. It's all the heels getting pops and the ones that we're supposed to love we fucking hate. So it's tricky.
Right. So here's the last question. I know you don't want to get it too much into Roman Reigns, but unfortunately, this question has to do with Roman Reigns. Who goes heel first? Or do any of them go heel before they retire? John Cena or Roman Reigns?
Oh, no chance.
Paddy, I'll ask you first.
I can't see John Cena ever going heel.
Never.
Not now.
Maybe turning on the Make-A-Wish kids. No, nothing.
That would be phenomenal. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Fuck your wish.
Fuck your wish. Oh, I don't know. I just can't see it. I think, he's been there 15 years. Why would they do it now? Well, why wouldn't they? Vince, whatever sells, I suppose. But
exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't see it. All his merch and stuff is all pro, like America. I love America and USA. And the people kind of, they pop for that. I just can't see Cena, going all NWO.
Well, what if he comes out next week and declares himself the leader of WWE's version of the Bullet Club?
Oh, that would be fucking amazing.
And he opens up his shirt and he's wearing a figure FCW
Figure
shirt.
Club wanker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Roman Reigns, I don't know what's the story of Roman Reigns. He should be actually in Braun's position right now, and vice versa. They're like swap roles. Like Braun is supposed to be the heel, but he's adored, and Roman is just hated. Why don't they start writing Roman Reigns Braun's material if they want to make him, liked?
You see that I think that's what the problem is. Roman has already quote unquote peaked as a heel. He had the perfect opportunity to become a heel, and Vince is like, no, he's a good guy. And
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it always makes me laugh when he comes out and he's booed to hell, and the announcer's like, "Oh, that's a good reaction for Roman Reigns." Fuck off! No, he's getting booed.
Yeah, we'll just edit this tomorrow on, so when it comes up on the network, no one knows.
Yeah. So I think he's past being a heel. If he was going to be a heel, they'd have pulled the trigger and done it. But Vince, for whatever reason, has been like, "No, you love him.
Yeah,
he's a babyface."
You look at some wrestlers and you can just tell they should just be a heel. Just leave them a heel. And like they like you have said, Joe, they fucked Roman. I don't know if he's a babyface or if he can ever be a heel. He's just always going to be in limbo for me. And I hate what they're doing with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins should just be a heel. He's a heel. You know what I mean?
I think everyone should be a heel.
Yeah, you're right.
No, but I agree with both you guys. I think John Cena retires as a babyface, but the time has passed for that already. He's at the latter stage of his career where he's putting guys over and things like that. Don't be surprised if Corbin beats him at SummerSlam. But even though I don't think that's going to happen, but don't be surprised if it does. For me, I don't know. It's a tough one, but I think Roman Reigns at some point, because he's still young in his career, at some point he's going to have to switch and go heel. I mean, at this point, they know the crowd, the majority of people want it, so I think they're just milking it. Vince McMahon, obviously,
the thing that can save him.
Yeah, I agree, but then again, you don't know what's going through Vince's head. And the thing is, Roman Reigns, believe it or not, he's one of the top, maybe even the top merch seller, which I don't understand how that's possible.
I'll never understand that either.
I know Roman Reigns has a gigantic Samoan family, so I assume that his family's going to WWE shop every night and just buy merch.
Also, as well, I've got quite a few female friends who are interested, and
of course,
and Balor and Reigns are always top of the list. So
but shit, at least Balor, at least he has
understandably Balor, but
he's fucking.
You can so you've got the young kids who see the Superman punch and this awesome badass that he apparently is, and then all you've got these deluded women feigning over him. It's as much as I hate him, and a lot of people like me hate him, he has got a fan base. I can't deny that he has got a fan base. But I think it's just never going to turn heel. I just cannot see it because the majority of the fans are young kids and women. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
Vince is gonna be like, "That's some good money right there. I'm gonna make sure that they're happy."
And they love him, man. I'll tell you a story, man. I haven't been podcasting and doing the YouTube thing as long as probably you guys have, but I just got into podcasting last year, September, I believe. And here on the WWPN network, we're not censored. We sometimes we go way beyond what the boundaries are, and that's fine. Not everyone's gonna like it. Not everyone likes that sort of thing. Some people do, some people don't, and that's fine. But we all agree that you have to speak your mind. And I've said a lot of crazy shit and a lot of stupid shit, and no one has really in a mass appeal as far as gone on and said, "Hey, Jay, what you said that was totally wrong." As maybe one or two people here and there, but I do remember I did a Blue Zone one week, and I was completely. No, I'm sorry. Yes, it was. It might have been a Blue Zone or a Red Zone. I don't remember, but I just went on this whole shit thing about Roman Reigns. I swear, I'm not kidding you. The next day or two on Twitter, I had at least 20 different women DMing me, cursing me out. I swear to God. Just going at me like, "Oh, you don't know Roman Reigns. You're just a hater just because he looks good." And I was like, I had to actually make a statement on Twitter saying, "Listen, I apologize if I offended anybody regarding Roman Reigns."
That never apologize. Fuck it.
I did because literally it was like nonstop DM after DM or like hate stuff on my timeline. Like, oh my, you would think like this is their brother, and I just like shot his leg.
Yeah, fuck, you get some.
So he has some Rabbi fans, man.
But again, it's
yeah.
going back to what Paddy said, and I called you Bobby then. It's going back to what Paddy said. Is rammed down his throat. That's a huge chunk of why people like me hate him. Is because we're fucking sick of him down his throat. You know what I mean? And it's too late now. We've got to the point where we're like, no, really, fuck him. He can do what he wants. We don't like him. We're never gonna like him.
Come here, Joe. What if they bring back the Shield? Do you think that?
I'll be honest, I don't care. Only because when I said earlier that I missed out on certain years of wrestling and the Shield, I got back into hardcore watching it just afterwards.
Yeah, so, Joe, I'm the exact same actually. I missed the Shield. I just saw.
Oh, really?
I saw the Shield as the snippets of.
Did you go back and watch it on the network?
Nah,
yeah, I watched some of it.
You see, it just didn't. I don't know. It just never did up for me. It took me a while to kind of grow to love Seth. I'm neutral with Dean Ambrose. I don't really care. I'm neither here nor there. So, yeah, I didn't get the hype. And if they did reunite, it wouldn't do it for me. Just really wouldn't.
Yeah, I was there the whole time for the Shield beginning to end, and at one time I was super high on the Shield, and mainly it was Seth Rollins. So when they finally split up, and it was Seth Rollins who was that guy, I was very happy. But since Seth Rollins got injured and left and came back, it's not been the same Seth Rollins, which is really sad because he was doing so well as a heel. They turned him babyface, and he's just complete. I don't want to say complete shit. That's probably going too far, but I just don't like this version of him. We spoke enough about Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. I've never really been that high on Dean Ambrose. I know that's probably not a popular opinion, but I've never been that high on him.
Yeah, he's hyped as this crazy nutter that'll do it. No, shut up.
Yeah.
He can't sell me on that. He's nowhere near.
Totally with you, Joe. And I'm so glad they've stopped that storyline with The Miz. And I'm actually kind of getting a little bit more invested with Ambrose again now that they've, him and Seth.
Rollins, yes.
Bumping, yeah. I just really dislike the whole Miz thing. That feud it did nothing. And him with the Intercontinental belt, it did nothing for me either.
Exactly. He did nothing really to enhance the title either. So I'm absolutely glad that was written off. And so that's 2 out of the 3. And the last Shield member obviously is Roman Reigns. And you guys said it. We've all said it multiple times. No one wants to have someone stuffed down your throat consistently, unless if you're like Sonny. No one really wants that. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for that. We're gonna go into the last segment of the evening, and it's my favorite segment. It's the Gripe Bomb. And for those who don't know, the Gripe Bomb, I'm going to give each of our guests 60 seconds to go ahead and rant and complain and yell and whatever the hell you want to do. You have 60 seconds to go ahead and air your grievances. I'm going to go ahead and ask Joe to go ahead and start this one first. So, Joe, go ahead and start your Gripe Bomb.
I'm just sick of, again, I'm going to stick with Roman Reigns. But not just Roman Reigns, but like people telling me who I like. like Vince going, oh, Roman Reigns is awesome. It's not. Bailey's really cool. No, she's not. She's not a good wrestler in my opinion. Roman Reigns isn't a good wrestler. There's a lot of really good talent out there that's subdued because we're told that all these other people are much better. You know how many I would genuinely much rather watch Kurt Hawkins than Roman Reigns. I really genuinely would. Because
I can't believe he said that.
Because honestly, you know what did it right? You know, this is going to turn into a Roman Reigns rant. You know what did it for me? It was the last year's Royal Rumble where he fucking disappeared for like half an hour.
Came back out last.
And it came back out. Oh, I'm so tired. Just give me half an hour, Vince. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, pretend that you're so injured that you've been taken away, but then you're so strong that you come back for less than 10 minutes. No, it's because it's shit and it can't last a full, like, more than 30 minutes. Or at least at the time it couldn't. And,
time.
Oh,
I know you could probably talk for hours on that topic. And yeah. Oh my God. Like, that was, let me tell you something. I love Royal Rumble is probably my favorite non-WrestleMania event in all of wrestling, probably. Maybe actually Wrestle Kingdom is, and then Royal Rumble. And WWE has done an absolute horrible job of Royal Rumbles in the last several years. Just absolutely shit. I can't remember the last time I saw a Royal Rumble that was good, especially this last Royal Rumble. Number one, there was no surprise guys that came back. The surprise was
that's like the best thing about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And the surprise was there was no surprises. And then what Joe just talked about, when Roman Reigns came out, oh my, I got hot. My wife actually yelled at me and she's like, stop, because I was yelling, I was cursing, I was throwing the remote and everything because I'm like, he's winning.
Because we didn't expect him to come out 30th.
Right.
And like this whole prestigious number 30, we're like, who the fuck's left to come out? Because we've already seen Roman Reigns earlier in the night fighting. So then when he came out, it was such
I was expecting Joe.
Climax.
I'm like, we're getting Joe because Joe was rumored to come on, and awesome. we did get Joe, but it wasn't Samoa. Well, it was Samoa Joe as well. That's who his name is, Joe. That's his real name, and he's Samoan, but it's not the Samoan Joe that I wanted. And absolute piece of shit. That was as far as Royal Rumble goes. So I hope this upcoming Royal Rumble in a couple months they do a better job. But let me not take up too much time, Paddy. I want you to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and give you your 60 seconds. Go ahead and Go ahead and drop your gripe bomb.
Right. Well, my gripe, I'm probably going to sound like a bit of a hypocrite, but my gripe is mostly with WWE fans of the wrestling. I sit down and I watch it and I enjoy it. And I know some things don't go the way I want them to go, but, that's wrestling. Like a small example, like people are all fucking going on about Kurt Angle's son, and what's his name?
Jason Jordan,
yeah. They want this and they want that. He's only starting off his career. Give the guy a chance. You can't have him going in fighting The Miz straight away or fighting top guys, and there on SmackDown is he fighting a jobber or what?
Yeah, it was some random guy.
Yeah, so what if he's fighting a jobber? Let him showcase a bit of skill, or let's see what he's got, and let's not just complain about it. Let's watch his career build up, and he's probably going to be a great wrestler. And you never know, he could maybe be the next Kurt Angle or go down that road. And I probably wasted my whole minute using that one example, but there's loads of fucking examples of it. Like complaining about everything, like Jinder Mahal. Just watch it. I think it was Al Snow who said, wrestling was so much funner when everyone wasn't a smartass and knew everything. Boom.
That was really good. And regarding Jason Jordan, let me tell you, if WWE handles that kid properly, Jason Jordan is going to be a major talent. My only concern with him is he is absolutely. You guys think Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin are horrible on the mic? This guy is absolutely atrocious, but he makes up for it triple time in the ring. He's magnificent.
Yeah, that belly to belly. Whoa.
Yeah, he's so good. I mean, they could easily turn him heel, which I think is going to be the culmination of this thing with Kurt Angle. And you give him a mouthpiece. You give him Paul Heyman or a Corey Graves. Actually, Corey Graves as a mouthpiece. Oh my God, you have gold with this guy.
And I quite like Kurt Angle being his mouthpiece. the protective father. I like that angle. Just
Sure.
make us hate him, because I don't care. I think Kurt Angle would be brilliant for, because he's so proud watching him. He wants him to be as good as he was, and just let Kurt Angle run with him. Like, I think it's good. I think it's going to be enjoyable. Like, it is entertainment as well. So.
Absolutely. Joe, any thoughts on Jason Jordan or anything regarding what Paddy said?
I'll be honest, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I was hyped for this big secret. They got me hooked, and then they're like, "Oh, this is my son." I'm like, "Wow, really? Wow." And no disrespect to the guy, I've got no interest. I'm not invested in him. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm sure.
But you're not supposed to be yet. It's only early days.
I suppose, but I also think that we are to a point, because, like, well, hang on a minute, this is Kurt Angle's son, and we know how good Kurt Angle is. So, but it's just meh. And again, I haven't got a problem with him wrestling jobbers, and like you said, building up his story. Don't throw him in. I'm fine with that. But personally speaking, I don't care. It does nothing for me at all. It's one of those angles where it had potential, but it kind of flopped a little bit, in my opinion.
Well, I think the reason why you feel that way, and at first I felt that way as well. Only now, because Jason Jordan's so good, I'm okay with it. But I think the reason why people felt that way and still feel that way is this thing was hyped up so much, like this big thing. So I mean, there were talks like, okay, he might be in a relationship with Stephanie. Some people were saying he might be in a relationship with friggin' Bailey. Some were saying that he might be in a relationship with Corey Graves in some kind of gay angle. I heard that one.
That would be fucking awesome.
Seriously, there was so many different things. There was so many, and then we got my son, Jason Jordan.
Yeah,
handled wrong. I agree. They didn't have to make it this big suspense secret. They could have just come out and done it in one night.
Correct. It makes me wonder if they had something else planned and they just did this at the end. I don't know, but no one should hold that against Jason Jordan, which goes back to Paddy's point. The kid is still young. It's still early days. He has so much time left. If they treat him correctly and they handle him correctly, he'll definitely be some guy we're talking about. At least, if not at least, a top mid-card guy. At least.
Hopefully, but again, it just depends how they handle it. And so far,
correct.
Like, a lot of people like myself, they've not handled it too well, because of the hype and then the flop of the okay, fair enough. And again, like I said, it's good that we're starting him off slow, starting him off with jobbers, and then build the storyline. But it's just not handled very well, in my opinion, as of yet.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you guys. And that's pretty much gonna do it for our show. If you guys don't have anything else to add, we're gonna go home on this one. Any last thoughts, Paddy? I'll go ahead and go on to you first. Any last thoughts before we close up?
Fuck Baron Corbin.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And Joe, anyone you want to fuck?
Well, I mean, I will. My wife's not going to listen to this, so I couldn't reel them off. But fuck Roman Reigns, honestly, fuck him.
There'll be no
fuck all the fans.
It's 2 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm saying fuck Roman Reigns. And if there's any ladies out there who want to give me grief, fuck you as well.
I love it. And if they do want to fuck you, Joe, where can they get you on Twitter?
They can find me at Fourth Wall Writing, and that's where I do a lot of writing for a wrestling site called That Wrestling Site, and basically I do figure reviews. I do a segment called British Invasion where I cover kind of the top shows coming up in the UK, and then also I've just started a segment called Gaining Heat where I interview indie female wrestlers. So if you follow me at Fourth Wall Writing, all that kind of jazz will be kind of linked in there somewhere.
Guys, definitely go ahead and give him a follow. Go ahead and check out his articles. They're absolutely a great read. And Paddy, my brother from Ireland, where can the good people find you?
You can send nudes to, or you can get me.
Shout out to Mrs. Paddy.
BobbyBWrasslin on Twitter. And it's the same, my YouTube's the exact same, so check it out.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Go ahead and check out Paddy's YouTube videos. Great unboxing. And I'm not saying this because you're on the show, but you probably have some of my favorite unboxing videos because I like the fact that you said earlier you do give a little bit of history, even though I know a majority of the stuff that you say. But for most younger guys, they probably don't. So, and even for guys like me who do know, it's nice to to rehear and relive and have
just
those
reminisce.
flashbacks and memories. So absolutely.
Cheers for that.
Yeah, thank you guys both so much for coming on the show. It's now, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 2 a.m. right now.
Correct.
It
Wow.
is indeed.
It's
And
2
I'm not even tired now. I've enjoyed the show so much. I could go out and fucking drink beer. I'm hyped. I loved it.
Awesome.
It was
So
a great
guys, we're gonna go
experience.
on. We're gonna go ahead and go on for another hour. Then, what's the next topic?
Honestly, I could do the same because when I had a nap. This is how old I am. I had a nap and I set my alarm for 20 to 12, and I was kind of nodding off. And then the more we've got into it, I love being on the show. I love talking to you both.
It doesn't even feel like we're on a show. It just feels like we're hanging out.
Yes, which is a good.
That's what
Yeah, that is a good sign.
About us having a pint.
But now it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, well, okay, my alarm's going off in 3 hours. Should I just stay up, or should I try and get back to sleep? But it's totally been worth it.
Yeah, so definitely thank you both, and trust me, I will have you guys back on the show. Absolutely have you guys. I enjoyed, and like you guys said, it's just like sitting around just talking bullshit. And the only thing really that's missing from my hand right now is a beer, and really that's it. It's just a couple guys shooting the shit. And really, for anybody else, whoever comes on the show, that's how it is. You guys, I spend so many times talking to you guys on Twitter. It's finally nice to discuss wrestling as far as on this type of platform. And that's really going to do it. I, of course, am the Prodigal One, JayB. I can be reached on Twitter at the P1JB. Again, that's at the P1JB. And check us out on YouTube. We're on, obviously, if you're seeing this, you're on YouTube already. It's youtube.com/the WWPN. In addition to that, go ahead and check out our website, which is thewwpn.com. I'm not going to go ahead and list all the podcasts because we have about 300 of them. And we have a show for, if it's in a wrestling ring, we have a show for it. SmackDown, Raw, TNA, Ring of Honor. There's so many different ones. We have articles, and we have a lot of exciting announcements coming up in the future. I'm not going to go ahead and release any of those before the boss man goes ahead and kills me. So just look out for it. Look out for us. Please continue to support us. We always say we don't have fans, but we have supporters. Go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe on iTunes. Leave a review. Leave comments. Go ahead and follow Paddy and go ahead and follow Joe. Give them some love. Use hashtag SmarkTalk for this episode. And for Joe, for Paddy, I am the Prodigal One, JayB, saying we